Hello students, today we are going to start new chapter transportation in animals and plants. First of all, introduction of this chapter. So now introduction, what is transportation? All living bodies need nutrients and oxygen in every cell of its various tissue to sustain life. Without nutrients and oxygen, nobody can survive. They are necessary requirement to survive for survival of life. So all living bodies have to need these all nutrients and oxygen. The transportation of different material and gases is essential in both plants and animals. And these oxygen and nutrients all living body can get by transportation, and transportation of different materials and gases is essential in both plants and animals. So we can say, first of all, we will start from introduction. All living bodies need nutrient and oxygen for survival of life. These are basic requirement of all living beings. Like if we talk about all living beings, so these are the basic requirement of plants and animals both. And all these basic requirements like nutrient and oxygen, everybody, or we can say plants and animals, can get from a process which is called as transportation. And this process is called as transportation. So we can say transportation is a process which is responsible for getting nutrients, or we can say it is responsible for delivering nutrients and oxygen to each cell of animal's body and plant's body. Now, unicellular organisms like amoeba and paramecium, the transportation of nutrients takes place by streaming movement of cytoplasm. The exchange of gases takes place by diffusion. So, if we talk about unicellular organisms, transportation of nutrients take place by streaming movement of cytoplasm, because unicellular organism having single cell, and in single cell cytoplasm is present, and the transportation is occurred in this limit only. Transportation can occur in this limit only, so it is occurred by a process of streaming movement of cytoplasm. And exchange of gases take place by diffusion. So we can say a well-defined transportation system is absent in unicellular organisms. But in multicellular organism, a well-developed transportation system is present, because multicellular organism have to lead a proper transportation system to survive their lives, because there are many their body is made up of various cells, many cells, and each cells have to need oxygen and nutrient to work properly, to function properly. So we can say that unicellular organism in unicellular organism, a well-defined transport system is absent. But in multicellular organism, and if we talk about example of unicellular organism, so example amoeba and paramecium, etc. And in multicellular organism like plants and animals, all are multicellular living beings. A well-defined transport system is present. For example, plants and animals. First we're going to start transportation in plants. Transportation in plants. In plants, transportation system is composed of two specific tissues, and they are called as xylem and phloem. So you can say specialized tissues which are two types. First is xylem and second one is phloem. So in plant, transportation of water and transportation of food is occurred, and for transportation of water and food, we can say for conduction of water and food, there is need of two specialized tissues, and they are xylem. Second is xylem and phloem. Both are complex permanent tissues. And complex permanent tissues are made up of meristematic tissues, which are specialized for some specific function. So, in plants, water conduction is occurred by xylem, and food conduction is occurred by phloem. In plant, water conduction is occurred by xylem, and food conduction is occurred by phloem. So they both are complex permanent tissue. Tissue is a group of cells that perform specialized functions in an organism. They are also called as vascular. First, we will study about xylem. The xylem forms a continuous network of channels that connects root to the leaves, to the stem and branches, and thus transfer water to the entire plant. Continuous network channel that connects root to the leaves through the stem and branches. Through the stem and branches. And thus transports water to the entire plant. Xylem is a complex tissue which consists of 4 different types of cells, and they are trachea, vessel, xylem parenchyma and xylem sclerum. Xylem made up of 4 different types of element, and they are vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem sclerenchyma. These 4 elements are responsible for conduction of water in. The function of xylem: it transports water and minerals from roots to different parts of the plant. Next, we will study about phloem, and phloem are again specialized tissue, complex tissue, and they are for conduction of food and minerals in plants. So, phloem tissue have a conduction of and minerals. Now, phloem made up of again 4 elements like xylem, and they are sieve tube, companion cell, phloem parenchyma, and D1 is phloem sclerenchyma. So, function of phloem: it translocate food from leaf to different parts of the plant. Now, difference in functioning of xylem and functional xylem cells. First difference between xylem and phloem: functional xylem cells are, while functional phloem cells are alive. Second difference between xylem and phloem: that it carries mineral salts and water, and while phloem carries an organic solution of sugar and amino acids which are translocated by organic solution of sugars. These are the difference of xylem and phloem. Except this, one more difference between xylem and phloem, that movement of xylem, we can say conduction of water through xylem is occurred only upward to from roots to leaves. So movement occurred in xylem in the upward direction, and that is roots, while in phloem Movement occurs in phloem upward and downward both directions. From these to all part of the body. From these to all part of the plant body. Next is conduction of food is occurred by a process which is called as translocation. So we will study about the function of phloem, how phloem participates in conduction of food, and this process called as translocation. So it's a process which is occurred by phloem. Phloem translocates the food from leaves to the different part of the plant including the root, and this process called as translocation. It is a process occurred by phloem. Next process for water conduction occurred by xylem, and this process is called as transpiration. So first of all we will study what is transpiration. We can say water conduction in plants is occurred because of this process transpiration. Because of transpiration, and we can say transpiration is responsible for absorption of water and minerals. It's a process of loss of water. We can say in transpiration process most of the water absorbed is lost through the aerial part of the plant into air by a process called transpiration. Through the aerial part into air by a process called as transpiration. So we can say transpiration is the process of evaporation of water through aerial part of the plant body, and because of this tension is occurred inside the various tissue of plant parts, and it is responsible to maintain a water channel in xylem tissue, in vessels of xylem. So we can say transpiration is responsible for conduction of water. Now types of transpiration. Transpiration are of three types. First is cuticular transpiration. And cuticular transpiration is occurred through cuticle. Cuticles are present in as a layer on surface of leaves, and cuticle made up of a substance, waxy substance called as cuticle. So cuticle is not completely impermeable. So from cuticle, loss of water is occurred in some extent, in some amount, and this loss of water through cuticle called as cuticular transpiration. Second type of transpiration is lenticular transpiration. And lenticular transpiration occurred through lenticles are again some pores-like structure present on stem of trees or plants. Now next is, we can say lenticle mainly present in woody stem. Third type of transpiration is stomatal transpiration. and stomatal transpiration is occurred through stomata. Water loss through plants, or we can say transpiration, is occurred in plants. In highest amount, transpiration is occurred by stomata, and stomata are some pores which are present on surface of leaves, and they are surrounded by two cells, kidney shaped cells. They are called as guard cells, and they control the opening and closing of stomata. So stomata present on surface of leaves. They are pores, and through this transpiration is occurred called as stomatal transpiration, and highest transpiration is occurred through stomata. So it is all about conduction, or we can say transportation in plants. In next class we will study transportation in humans.